last few lectures, we are discussing about recursion, and we also know the fact that the programmer must understand recursion. If he don't, then he should be considered as a non-programmer. Okay? Today we are going to apply the same programming concept, recursion, for the problem of merge sort. Okay? So what is merge sort? We already know about merge sort. We have done the program for merge sort without recursion. We have not used any recursion programming concept. Okay? So for some batches like S1, S4, S5, recursion has been once again practiced during the practical hours. S2, S3, आज किसका practical है? S2, S3 का है. Okay. So today you will be cleared out all queries regarding recursion. Okay. First of all, we will see algorithm for merge. Merge is the function which take array as a input and length of that array. It returns y. Okay. This merge is the program which takes array A of length n and merge it. Okay? Merging procedure is simply you can consider. What we will do, we will first merge. Once again I can go for the diagram. First of all I will go through diagram and then we will come to the merge algorithm. Okay? Suppose I have been given 8 elements. एक दो बार आ गया क्या? 3, 4, 5. So this array A of length A, what I do as per merge sort algorithm, first I divide this array into 2 parts. Okay. So this array get divided into 2 equal parts. One part I consider as a A1 and it will having 4 numbers 3, 8, 7, 4. I just simply divide the array and put into the 2 different sub arrays of size 4. Here I will having these 2 sub arrays. Further what I will do, I divide further this array into 2 equal parts. Here I will get 2 numbers. The same, this array I will divide again. I go on dividing this array until I find the array with number of elements which further I cannot divide. Okay? Means here, if this array is able to divide, still this array is able to divide, then in that case I just divide. I will get 3. This is the sub array of size 1. This sub array of size 1 I am getting with a given array, I just go on for dividing this array into such size of such sub arrays which further cannot be divided. Now what I do? Then I go for merging. Now this is the what? Dividing I just done. Now I go for merging this algorithm. Merging this procedure. So in this case 3 and 8 I am having a idea for merging. How do I merge? If I want to merge these two subarrays having element 3 and 8, how do I do? Merge algorithm तो पढ़ा है ना आपने? What do you do? I compare this element with this. If this finds less, then I keep that element in this array, at this position of this array. So 3 will come, then the remaining element I keep as it is. Okay? So because of this merging of these two array of size 1, I get the element to be merged in sorted order, T8. I take the next array, sub-arrays of size 1, say 1 and 4, okay? And I merge it. 7 I compare with 4. 7 is not less than 4, so less one is this one. This less element I keep at the 0th index, and the remaining element I keep in the next index. So after merging, I got the sorted subarray. Okay? So this way I am merging I have done. Further, here I am having two subarray of size 2, and that I want to merge into its parent array. So 3 and 8, 4 and 7. So how do I merge it? I compare first element with the first element of second array. I found in this case 3 as a less, then I take that element in the 0th index of its parent array. If I say this is a parent array and these are child arrays. So 3 I will keep here. Next I compare 3 with 7. Okay, this 3 has been gone, then I increment this. 8 I compare with 4. Here the less element I found is 4. So 4 I bring at the next index of parent array. Okay, so I increment j. For example, if I am indexing, counting the indexes of this left child as I and right child as by j, then in the previous case what I have done? 3 I compared with 4, 3 gone to its parent array, then I incremented I, now I becomes is what? 1. After that 1, 8 and 4 I compared, 4 I found less, that's why 4 goes to here, j I incremented, j becomes 1. So I is 1, j is 1. This 8 and 7 I compare, I found 7 is a less, I take 7 in its parent array, and then the remaining element in this array I will take. 7 came here and 8 goes here. Get it? So what next? I got the subarray of size 4, a sorted one. In same way, similar way, I come to the right side of this array. So right children. So I start with here 5 and 1. I merge to its parent array. So here I found that this is greater than this. So I move 1 here, and the remaining element, this has been moved. So only one element I found in this first array, so I just move it as it is. So shall we go for writing merge algorithm? Since we are going for we are merging, shall we, what the way we done here, can I go for, can we write a merge? Algorithm for merge? So what we done first? If A of I is less than A of J, then what you did? A1 or A2. Then A is what I can say as a parent array. A is a parent array. A1 and A2 are what? These are the child arrays. A has been divided into A1 and A2. So I am comparing the first element of I. So I am not considering I and J as a first element. So I can consider I is equal to J is equal to 0 initially. Okay? So A and I consider I as an index for array A1, J is the index for array A2. Then for A, I consider K as a index. Okay, so that K is also I want to initialize to 0. So AK should be A1 I. In that case, I should be incremented and K should be incremented. Else, what you need to do, if this A2th element happen to be a greater one, or a smaller one, in that case, this I don't want to do. What I want to do, this less element I want to move into AK. So in this case, A to J goes. I will increment J because see, whenever I pushed some element into its parent array at that time, what I did, the respective indexes, for example, for this array, I is the index, for this array, J is the index. The moment I push one of its elements from its array, at that time, J I incremented, means I have gone to next index. That is why I plus 1 and J equal to J plus 1 I am doing. And K I need to increment. Okay? Is it okay with this logic? So this particular logic has to be go on. This logic should be repeat until when? Anybody? If you find if any of I or J reach to its up to its end, I becomes initially I is 0. Okay? If suppose I increments to 1, then what happens? What it means? I is reaches up to its limit. At that time, I need to stop pushing the comparison and pushing the element to its parent array. Okay? So that is why I can consider I is less than what? N must be divided into 2. What is the size of A1? What is the size of A1? It is n by 2, na? Suppose h. So if I is less than h or j is less than h, until I is less than h and j is less than h, then you should go for repeating this logic. Got it? Note it down. This is the rough logic I am giving to you, and you are supposed to. Most of the people already have done this, and whoever have not done, just convert it into C program. you can consider like this: A1, A2, or you can say in this case H is already given in merge sort as a parameter. So see what happens. I consider this example, okay? Listen to me. I start with this 3 and 8. A1 is having what is? This is A1, this is A2. What is the value of H? What is the value of H? H मैंने डायरेक्टली दिया है. इसका साइज H मतलब इसका साइज. H क्या रहेगा अभी यहाँ पे? इसका साइज क्या है? H is the size of array. Or you can say, okay, H is okay. It is size of array. So this is A1, this is A2. What is the size of arrays? 1. Then go for executing it. I, j, keys are 0. So I is less than H. It is true. So now I get into while loop. If AI, what is I? A0, I is 0 is less than A1I is less than A2J, means A10 is less than A20. Okay? If it is, then what to do? A10, okay, and in this case, this is A. A10 means this has to be moved to where? A0. K, what is the value of K? 0. So here I am executing this statement. So A10 has to move to A0. So 3 came here. I is incremented. What is the value of I? 1. I becomes 1. K becomes 1. Okay? Else part won't execute. Again control goes to where? While. So I is less than H. So 1 is less than H. Less than 1. False. Or J is less than H. It is true. I don't. और बस है ना? कैसे? लेकिन अंदर आके करेगा क्या अभी? अभी क्या करेगा? आज तो 1 हो गया. Okay? And I want to exit from while loop. So if this would be OR, what happens? Okay, forcefully enter into that while loop. See what happens. I is 1, J is 0, I is 1. Where is the 1? A1 is no there. There is no A1 element is there. So that you cannot do. So AND is the case. So see, in the second iteration, while exits, while exits, yes. What is the cube? पूछिए.
सर H is 8 ना?
H
पूरा साइज का है.
नहीं, हम लोग इस को मर्ज कर रहे हैं. हम लोग हर बार क्या करेंगे? हम लोग मर्ज को तो सब मेरे पास करेंगे.
But sir, H is size of array.
H is the size of past array. A1 A2. इस केस में मैं A1 A2 को मर्ज कर रहा हूँ. मर्ज एल्गोरिथम सिर्फ मर्ज करता है. ठीक है? सॉर्ट करके मर्ज करता है. दो एरे को अनऑर्डर्ड सब एरेज इट सॉर्ट एंड मर्ज इनटू ए सिंगल एरे. मैं ओल्ड वाला मर्ज सॉर्ट एल्गोरिथम आइडिया ही यूज कर रहा हूँ, बट हियर आई एम कंसीडरिंग फॉर दिस पर्पस. वहां पे जो था ना, जो हमने ऑलरेडी मर्ज सॉर्ट एल्गोरिथम यूज किए, सेम लॉजिक आई एम यूजिंग, बट टू डू सम, बट आई एम हाउ आई एम डूइंग, हम कैसे करते थे, एक एरे को सब डिवाइड करते थे दो पार्ट में और इसको सॉर्ट करते थे कुछ एल्गोरिथम से और उसको मर्ज करते थे, इतना ही करते थे ना, है क्या नहीं? उस केस में h का वैल्यू 8 रहता था, बराबर है। लेकिन हम क्या कर रहे हैं, रिपीटेडली सेम एरे को हम डिवाइड करते जा रहे हैं until I get the size of array as a 1. After dividing, हाँ,
अगर एलिमेंट्स नहीं पे यहाँ पे 8 है और इक्वली डिवाइड नहीं होंगे ना, तो क्या करेंगे?
नहीं, तब उस केस को कंसीडर अभी तक नहीं किया है। Here we for understanding purpose we consider the simplest case. मैंने 6 का भी नहीं लिया, 6 का लिया तो भी गड़बड़ हो जाता है ना। Purposefully मैंने 8 लिया है, so that I can equally get at the end as of size 1. What to do with that? That is the other part. Some modification we require to do. Okay, and that is not a big deal. Once we understand this part. यहाँ पे समझ में आ रहा है आपको? यहाँ पे मुझे एरे दिया गया है, उस एरे को सब डिवाइड करना है तब तक जब तक एरे का साइज 1 ना आ जाए। जैसे ही मुझे सब एरे का साइज 1 आता है तो मैं क्या करता हूँ, इटरेटिवली रिवर्स ऑर्डर में वो ऊपर जाता हूँ, आई डू मर्जिंग, I merge this last two elements, last two children, and bring it into one sub-array, its parent. So A1, A2 here, in that case, I consider as a what? These elements. ठीक है? इसके बाद मैं ये दोनों मर्ज करूंगा, तो मुझे दो एलिमेंट मिलेंगे, दो सब-array मिलेंगे। अब मैं इसको A1 और A2 मान के उसको पास करूंगा, तो मुझे वो मर्ज एल्गोरिथम क्या देगा? ये, ठीक है ना? So shall we finish that? Still that implementation idea is not complete one. Shall we complete that? अभी क्या हो गया? 3 has been moved to its parent array. I has been incremented. Okay? Because of I is incremented. So what happens? The while loop exits. Still I have been remained by this element 8 in this A2. How should I move it into its parent array? 8 अभी तक रहा होगा नीचे, कैसे मूव करेंगे? I need to write the logic. I need to, मुझे यहाँ पे पता है ना कि there is one element I moved means one element, one space is left in the parent array, and as it is, the left element I should pick and keep it in this array, parent array. इतना समझ में आ रहा है क्या? अभी जस्ट मुझे 8 को उठाना है और इस parent array के खाली इंडेक्स में मुझे रखना है। उसी के लिए मैं आपको लॉजिक लिखना है। While I is what? Less than 1 h. What I need to do? जब अगर I छोटा है, if I is less than h, what should I do? A k means ki content you move to a k. Increment r, increment k. So whichever the element left in this, if the array, the element has been left to be merged into its parent array, happen to be from this A1 array, then that while loop is executes, and whatever the left elements were in this A1 will be simply pushed into its parent array. If suppose the elements happen to be left in this A2 array, what to do? I need to have one more similar kind of logic. If j is less than n, see I and j values gives the knowledge of what I और j क्या कहते हैं? What is the meaning of indexes of I and j? If I is less than h, what is mean by this? Not all elements from A1 array has been pushed into its parent array. If j is less than h, not all elements of A2 array has been pushed into its parent array. Is it okay? Is it clear? In the similar way, I write the same logic. Aj, in this case, Aj I push into Ak, Ji increment. If suppose more than one elements are there left in the array, in that case, I increment J and I increment K. By using this logic, what I am doing is where I left with, see I have done all this part, I am reached up to here, so I am merging this 5 and 1, this subarray A1 and A2, I pushed to merge algorithm. What happens? These two elements to be merged into one, I got 1 5 here. So here I want to merge these two elements, two subarrays, 2 is parent. 2 is less than 6, so 2 will be pushed into its parent array. I becomes 1, j becomes 0. Okay? So next, second while loop will not execute. It will come out of while loop. Then these two while loop will be checked. While I is less than h, what is the value of h here? What is the value of h in case I am merging these two subarrays? 1. Okay? Here h is 1, I is 1, so this won't execute. Control comes to next statement. Here while j is less than h, what is j? 0. 0 is less than 1. So A0, this is A1, A2 सर. यहाँ पे क्या होना चाहिए? A2. यहाँ पे क्या होना चाहिए? A1. So A2j, this is j, huh? A2j, what is the j value? 0. A20 should be go to where? K. What was the k value? इस while loop execute होने के बाद जो k का वैल्यू रहेगा वो यहाँ पे k का वैल्यू क्या रहेगा? 1 रहेगा. So A1 means A20 should be go to where? A1. So this is A, this is A2. A20 should go to where? A1. So 6 comes to here. So I got the parent array as a sorted sum. Further I go for, I consider this as a A1 and this as a A2 now, and I merge them into 2. So again this A1 and A2 I pass to that merge algorithm. In this case, h value is what? What is the value of h? A1 और A2 में इस merge algorithm को पास कर रहा हूँ. h का वैल्यू क्या होना चाहिए? h क्या बोल रहा है? Size of a passing array. What is the size of array? Is 2. So A1 array 2 I am passing. I, j, k are initialized. While 0 is less than 2, while condition true, I am checking the condition A1I is less than A2j. Here I and j are 0. So A1 0 is less than A2 0. 1 2 1 is less than. So what should I do? A1 0 should be moved to where? A0. This is A now. Parent is A. So 1 will move to here. I will be incremented. I comes here. I is here. J is here. I is equal to 1. J is equal to 0. I is incremented. K is also incremented. I is incremented. K is incremented. So else part, while loop repeats its execution. It checks the condition. is I is less than H. What is the value of I? 1. H is 2. Condition is true. And the other way, J is less than H. That also condition becomes true. So these two conditions, any one of these conditions becomes false, then this while loop breaks. Getting? So while loop is repeating second time. Here I value is 1, A1 1, and here A1 1 is comparing with A2 J, means J is 0, A1 1 being compared with A2 0, 5 is being compared with 2. So here I found is this one is less. So else part goes. This condition becomes false. It go into else, where A2J means A2 0 is moved to where AK A1. AK value is 1. So this moves to at 1th index of this array. This becomes 2. And J is incremented and K is also incremented. Now K is becomes 2. It repeats while loop. See what happens? I is less than H, 1 is less than H, J is less than H. Both conditions are true. It checks if condition A1 I up where I am executing the statement. Are you concentrating on the same line which I am reading? In that case only you understand what I am talking about. So here my I values I am rightly executing, and third time I entered into while loop. I am execute this condition becomes true. That's why I entered into while loop. So if I change the condition, what? A1 I is less than A2 J. Here I and J values are 1. In that case, A1 1, A2 1 means comparison is happening between 5 and 6. Is 5 is less than 6? True. In that case, the true part of if statement executes, where A1 1 will be pushed into where? AK. What is the value of K? K is 2. A1 1 will be pushed into A2. A2 means this index. So 5 comes here. And I will be incremented to 2. Then the while loop repeats to check its condition, where I value is 2, is I is less than 2, is 2 is less than 2, and here the condition is false. So while loop breaks, it comes out of the loop, and which statement it takes? Next statement to execute is this one. While 2 is less than 2, again, that if that while breaks, that while won't enter into its loop because condition is false. Now the control comes to here. While J is less than H, what is the value of J? Is 1. 1 is less than 2. Control enter into its body, while body, where A2J, what is the value of J? 1. A2J means this element. This element has to be moved to where? AK. K का वैल्यू कहाँ पे हुआ? K का वैल्यू 2 कैसे करें? हमने K इंक्रीमेंट किया ना प्रॉपर्ली?
K का वैल्यू यहाँ पे इंक्रीमेंट लास्ट में किया नहीं।
कब?
else के बाद अबे किया नहीं खाने
ये 5 कहाँ से आया? यहाँ से आया ना? 5 यहाँ से आया ना? एक मिनट कहीं तो गलती हुई है, देखते हैं। 1 is compared with 2, I and J are 0. 1 goes to here, I is incremented to 1, J is at 0, K is becomes 1, then I is, then what happens next time? I1, this will compare with this. Okay, this goes to its parent array. J increments to 1 and K increments to
1, 2. Now it becomes 2.
now it becomes 2. I या J इंक्रीमेंट जब होता है तो K इंक्रीमेंट होता ही है. ठीक है, देखिए वहाँ पे. Now अभी क्या हो गया? I is 1, so I1 will be compared with
6.
J1, so 5 will move to here. In that case, I will be incremented to 2, right? Yes, I will be incremented to 2, and what happens? J will be incremented to, sorry, K will be incremented to 3. Yes, K will be incremented to 3. ठीक है? So K का वैल्यू अभी 3 है basically. We forgot to increment this. Okay. Now what this elements of A1 has been moved to its parent array. I value becomes 2. In that case, while loop broken, we continue to executing this loop. It also breaks. We came to here. Here we found that this while condition is true because J is 1. J is 1. 1 is less than 2. So what I did? A to J. What is the value of J? J is 1. Means whichever the left element are in the left array, I am pushing into its parent array. So A to J, A to 1 is moved to where? A3. So A to J means A to 1 means this element will move to where? A3 means here. So 6 will move to here. I increment J, I increment K. J increment to 2, K increment to 4. I check the while loop. J is 2 is less than 2. Condition false. In that case, this while loop breaks. Similar way, here we found the two sub-arrays of ordered, and this we want to merge it into. This element, I want to merge these two sub-arrays into its parent. 3 I compare with 1. I found. See, you note down the values of. Now this becomes J. This becomes I. Basically, I and J are 0. K is also 0. 3 and 1 I compare. Less I found belongs to this. Right now, this becomes A1, this becomes A2, and this becomes A during merging. This A1, A2 I pass to merge algorithm with H value as a 4, and this merge algorithm gives me the ordered array. So in that case, I compare this element with this. I found A2 element as a less. I move it into. So what I do? J increments, K increments. So this 3 I again compare with 2. Here I found 2 is less. 2 I move into its parent array. J increments, K increments. 3 I compare with 5. So this I found is a less. In that case, I increments. This 3 goes here. K increments to 3. So this element I1 means this. This I compare with who? 2 means this is the element. 4 I compare with 5. 4 I compare with 5. 4 is the less. In that case, I increment 4 goes here and k get increment. So 2, I is 2, this is the second element, second index element. 7 I compare with second index element of A2. Here comparison is happening between 7 and 5. I found 5 is less. In that case 5 goes to fourth index, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 comes to here, j increments and k increments. So second element I compare with the third element, means this 7 I compare with 6. I found 6 is a smaller one. So 6 should goes to where? A5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 comes to here. J becomes how much? 4. K becomes 6. So here in this case, while loop breaks. The while loop breaks because here j value is 3. We attended all the elements in A2. Some of the elements left in A1 that we need to identify by the value of I and j. What is the value of I here? 2. J here 4. This after this logic, 2 while loops have been given to do the same job. I is less than h. I is 2, h is 4, I is less than h. In that case, all these elements we simply move as it is into its parent array. क्या होता है देखिए वहाँ पे A2, sorry, this is A12 goes to where? AK. What is the value of K? 6. A6. A12 goes to A6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 comes to here. I increments, K increments. I increments means I is incremented, K is incremented. Again, that while loop continues, checking its condition. 3 is less than 4. I is 3. H is 4. True. In that case, A13 means 0, 1, 2, 3. A13 will goes to where? AK. K is 7 means this is 7th element. So 8 goes to 7th index of A. Okay? I increments, I becomes 4. K increments, K becomes 8. Now, while loop continues checking its condition where I value is 4, H value is 4, is 4 is less than 4, false. While loop breaks, control comes to here. Is J is less than H, J is 4, H is 4. While loop that condition is false, while loop won't enter into its body. So in this way, whole merge algorithm has been working over the problem. At the end, we got the element to be sorted. So sub element here, this kind of approach of solving the problem is called as divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. If the problem is, if you have been received a problem of big size, then one of the good approach to solve that problem is to divide it into smaller parts. Further divide the smaller parts into its sub-smaller parts and continue dividing the problem until you find the solution for the problem easily. Once the solution for smaller problem you found, you solve the smaller problem and integrate the solution into one sub problem. In this case, this given big problem we had given to us, we divided into two sub problems. Still, these problems are big. I divided into again the two sub problems. Still, the sub problems are bigger one, so I am divided into such smaller parts, smaller sub problem, so that I can easily solve it. So I came to this position where I further cannot divide the problem into sub problem. So that is the point I should stop dividing the problem and go for solving them. Here I came to this situation where I cannot divide problem further, so I gone for solving it. Here 3 and 8 merge. During merging, I am getting the element to be list to be sorted out. Here I sorted these two sub problem I solved, came to the sorted list. These two solutions I further merged. Okay, similar way right hand side I have done. Finally the two sub problems I merged into a final solution. Yes, fine. So in the last lecture I am going to discuss the recursion, how recursion helps to solve this problem. Okay, so this diagram should be with you, this algorithm should be with you. I am going to discuss the recursion, how I can apply the recursion part. How do I go for see? ये algorithm को क्या किया? ये algorithm सिर्फ आपको क्या दिया? ये algorithm क्या करता है? कोई भी दो array लेता है और उसका size लेता है और उसको merge करके देता है. लेकिन problem को who will divide this problem into these parts? ये problem को सब problem में divide करना, इसके लिए कोड लिखा नहीं हमने. Okay? और there is no logic we are having after dividing, after having a solution for two sub problems. I am coming to the one solution. How do I get this 3 and 4 to merge? After this you should pick and merge. Okay? फिर ये दो सब प्रॉब्लम आपको मिलने के बाद how do you come to this solution? After getting this, where do you go? You need to come here. You need to merge these two and get this. Okay? Then these two and this get this. These two you should give to this merge and again you should get this. So order of inputting these small problems to the merge algorithm is not yet discussed, and that is to be done in the last lecture. Okay, be present in that lecture. That is a very typical concept of what. अब तब तक तो क्या हो जाएगा, A2 और A3 बैच का रिकर्जन भी क्लियर हो जाएगा उधर. ठीक है, और डोंट मिस द लास्ट लेक्चर. अभी थोड़े दिन रह गए, अभी लेक्चर मिस मत करो. बहुत ही टिपिकल प्रॉब्लम हम लोग डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. अगर मिस करते हैं तो इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड बाय योर ओन. ठीक है, एंड आई एम फोकसिंग on the real understanding for a recursion. Books have been given lot of discussion, but they are all explanation in a book or in a abstract way. ठीक है.